Good morning. Let me start that again. Good afternoon. Hold on. It's the nighttime now. Those who are watching at night, good evening. Good late evening. Good early morning. How are you today? To start off, I'm just going to mention that I watched some videos from Alex Jones. I don't know if you ever saw him. The name of his show is InfoWars. He has been doing it for very, very many years. Now, I was a little skeptical about a few things about him, but they were all irrelevant skepticisms, just like the government puts in for absolutely no reason. A skepticism because people are saying that his real name, you'd have to look it up. Alex Jones, look his name up. Apparently, that is not his real name, but his avatar, because inside his mind, he sees the truth. And who he once was, he could no longer be, because he has something much bigger on his plate. Up until yesterday, he was known as these names. He has InfoWars, and he is good. And yesterday, before I get back to this, there was one gentleman, two gentlemen, three gentlemen. They are taking children out of school. I'm just quoting what others have said. They have taken children out of school, doing drills, just in case they have a terrorist attack. There has never been a terrorist attack, that I know of in the last, since I went to school, by the PLO, in which you know all the stories about the PLO and Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda was created by the CIA. They worked undercover for the CIA in other states and other places, so they can do all the dirty work so that no one will see who's actually involved, so that they can blame it on somebody else. But at the time, they really didn't care. And then they knocked him off. Bin Laden, I don't know if you read about it. Apparently, he's dead more than 5 years. They took out all these other guys. And one of the reasons some of these nations became the way they are, like Fidel Castro, is because of the process, of North America. More and more. So this is what he basically talks about. But what got me real hyped up yesterday, watched videos till 5 a.m., then went for breakfast for the first time in a month. He was with Ventura. What's his name again? You got to look him up. Ventura. He was in the army. He's been all over the place. I think he's in Congress. They watch him. They follow him. They showed us so many secret places. These are not 10-minute videos I watch. These are an hour and a half. That's how interesting they were. They went and they saw the FEMA camps, and if you don't know what they are, look them up. They're all prepared with more than 100,000 coffins, and not only 100,000 coffins, they're 7 feet by 3 feet, and they're big enough to throw 4 adults or about 10 to 12 children inside. They already have children in these camps. I did not see if they're wearing any jail clothing. They did knock on the door, and they said it's a safety camp. Yet it's a safety camp, but it's set up so nobody can get out, but you can actually very easily break in. They're watching the people in. They're not looking for who's coming from the out, but they will watch who's coming from the out, because we're on the out. And if they don't get us in, then we're going to let everybody out. Not of my choice, but I'm just repeating, like I said, the words of what I heard. And I'm sticking with them. They say right now the worst place to actually be is California and some rural towns, because they're going to be doing little spots, brushing you up, and then coming along slowly. That right now, I mean, last night I had this craziest dream. There's going to be an attack. And we all know the attack is going to come, A, before the election, B, Ron Paul wins, there will be one after the election. C, Ron Paul doesn't win, and there's going to be the FEMA camps, and they no longer have to have that big terrorist attack yet. They can wait. But they know, because they are connected, with the outside world, the electronic world, the spirit world from heaven on the easy side. They know what's coming. They know the Christ is coming. Otherwise, they wouldn't be rushing it the way they are. They would knock you off one by one. They would sterilize us. And within 100 years, if we can't have babies within 100 years, we're all dead. And so are they. But they're going to make babies, of course, because they know what to watch for. One of the things I wanted to show you, the Hebrew letter Gimel. It's the same thing, as the gamma in Greek. or creation in English. And one of the reasons for that is in the gamma is an upside down L with a 90-degree split corner, okay, in which two levels are up or two levels are down, north and south, and one level east-west, creating the short-legged L. The other thing I wanted to show you is something pretty simple. A number one, if you want to know the number of money, guess what? 27, the number of God. The two islands it represents. That's why it's a spirit. I know there's a God. I know these computers were here way before time, my friends, because there's no way this number should just easily come up to 27. And big is 18 because it's high and it's good to be big. Well, in my later cassette, I'll probably do the minutes, the seconds, the hours, the days, the weeks, the month, the years, the day and the date, the tic-tac-toe, and the cross, because the tic-tac-toe is the cross. So funny the way everything seems to fit in. Another thing about pi, and it just clicked right now, you know, and I could be 100% wrong, but I can't. You see, all numbers of man are explanatory. Okay, 1, spirit, 2, secondary world, 3, the creation, 4 is the delta angle in which connects the power up from the spirit world, 5 is the passage, 6 is what they call man, as a combination of 1 and 5, 2 and 4, 3 and 3, Jesus Christ. Okay, and what we're going to get onto now is that man is between 20 and 21, and the dice cube, okay, is between 1 to 6. If you add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it equals the 21. Man cannot be 21 because that means he's the totality of the dice, and he's not. He's a split pea spirit. That egg that he came in is split in two, okay? Or you get 2 eggs and 1 on each side. Man is half that egg. That's why the 0 on your calculator is below the 1, 4, 7 and the 2, 5, 8, in which the dot decimal point is below the 3, 6, 9, in which tells you that the whole expression of the dice may be 21, but man is only 20 and a half, and he gets the other angle of connection from his angel. When he dies, he becomes 21. And the reason he becomes 21 is because 13 doesn't exist, and a 1 next to a 2 makes a 12. And that's as far as it goes. Bat's mitzvah and bar mitzvah. Bar mitzvah because the 13 never exists and it's the first number in this world. That's the number it came up with, and that's the number that worked out. So if you're looking at the word pi now, right? Pi, nobody can figure it out because it never repeats the same pattern, but it does repeat the same pattern. Okay, now I would have to get out a paper and go over a lot of this stuff, because somewhere down in pi it does create the same pattern. But I didn't get into that to explain it like this. What I get into is because man is the 0, and the 0 is after, and the 0 is, you see the 0 after the 9? So man would be 10. So if man was 10, he would be only half a 10, and the angel would be the other half, and that is your freedom of 55. In which 5 and 4 is the love, and 4 and 5 is the foxhole. They make the love for this freedom spirit, right over here. Okay, so what happens now with pi is it goes like this. Okay, first we take it to the first tier where the decimal point is. We're in the creation world of the 1 spirit 4 angle that is connected to the 1 spirit of the 5, man's avatar. 5 and 4 is the love I just told you about. 4 goes in with 1, creates himself a 5. Now they're joined together. That's why we have here N, 14th letter, O, 15th letter. That's okay. Oops, sorry about that. 14th letter and 15th letter. 3 is creation. Now this is what we do. We have to go combinations. First of all, there's 4 numbers here. The comma comes next to the 1. Okay, because you learned in school in mathematics no more than 3 in certain situations, right? So you have 4, 1, 5, which would actually be 4 and 1 and 5 and 1. And it expresses it 1 and 4 and 1 and 5 the opposite way. Now what we do here is we remove the decimal, okay, and we use the judgment pattern for 4. 4 times 31 is 124. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 6, equaling to man, heavens, and the passage. Okay, 3 times 15 is 45, and that's the foxhole. 3 by 14 is 42. 42, like I just said. 2 by 4, 2 plus 4 equals 8, 6, 6 and 8 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5 passage. Okay, so now what we have here, we're going to go 31 or 13, bar mitzvah. Okay, skip the 4 and 15, the one spirit of man. So what we have here is 3 and 1 is 4. Skip the 4, 1 and 5 is 6. So what you would actually have is 4, 4, 6. Now cut that in half because there's 2 situations in there. Okay, well there's actually more, but we're splitting in half for the first 2 situations. And the result of the 4, 4, 6, okay, actuality comes out to 3, 2, 2. And that's creation, connection of the communication, the energy of Christ from beyond, above and beyond. And if you noticed in there, did you notice what I said? I'm going to show you one more time. Maybe you hit it, maybe you didn't. 3, 2, 2. Anybody think of the Illuminati number? 3, 2, 2. I don't come up with this like that. It just is the way it is. Now, anyways, what we're going to do is we did the 3 times 15 is 45, and 3 by 14 is 42. The total is 87. 8 plus 7 is the 15 egg. The 7th letter and the 8th letter is G and H. How silent it can be when you say the number 8, is it not? 7 and 8. The silent egg of man, because man speaks on his own. The other thing I wanted to show you is on the card, the jack, this is what it is. But this in the jack is not actually that. If you ever look at a deck of cards, okay, it's this. Look, it's a stop sign, but it's a holder. It's omega. I split it apart here to show you 5 and 2. The 25 cents quarter, the antlers on the deer, the panache in French. Panache, MrTacpans, Archangel. I don't know. It just seems always to come out to the same thing. But I create it that way, but it's not my fault. I guess it is. I'm the only one here. Okay, so now at the same time, if you take a look, there's 2 C's in there, which is the 3rd letter and the 3rd letter. Command and create. 3 and 3 makes 6. So now what we have in here is 652 or 256 or whatever you want, because anything before the decimal, the comma, and 1,000 can be boxed. That's why you have trifectas and superfectas. That's why you don't have, they have bets, I think they call it, oh boy, I have no idea, like the pick 5. Okay, now is it pick 5 races in a row, or is it to pick the same 5 in the same race? Okay, wouldn't they call it a quintuplet? No, they call it a superfecta for a pick 4. So all these terminologies have something based to do on the evolution of the continuality of pi of life. And that's why pi is continuous, because man is continuous and his mind. And man, the reason for pi is because man, okay, is never in the same space in the time of creation. We're constantly moving in space, and we're constantly moving from space. We are moving, the whole universe seems to be moving somehow. We're in like this big giant bubble, and we just keep moving, and there's like these trains out there, B&O because it stinks, and short line because it's from one station to the next, and then you got reading because that's what it's all about. It's all about the Bible and creation. So if you don't read how it was created, how can you know how to live life? How would you know what liberty is all about if you've never learned how to read the interior in between of the Bible? Okay, there are supposedly close to 6 billion, okay, in this world out of 7 that are looking at something or another. So something must be right. Anyways, the other thing I want to tell you about this is that's not the only thing. What we do with this, okay, it becomes the cross right in here in the center. You see the X? That's the X-man connecting 5 and 2. That's who you are inside the cross. When we turn it upside down, what can we get when we turn? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, yeah. And you turn it upside down, and these, they move. They move away. And I'm going to show you what they do. I didn't make a good design. The fleur-de-lis would go up here. Okay. This is a water. They call it a champleur. They call it a bellefontaine. This is a steam. These are the 3 parts of man of creation. This is where the water comes out. Why? Watergate. That's who we are. This is the Watergate, and we come from it. And it's a bellefontaine. It's a flower. You can see the inside D inside of it. I know I'm not the greatest of designs. Another thing I want to say before I let you go, I know I didn't explain that the greatest, is that the letter I, okay, and a butterfly and the fleur-de-lis all have something in common. Because in order to hold Rubik's Cube together, okay, you can pull it from the inside, right? But doesn't everybody know if you take a butterfly nut and you turn it, it holds it better from the outside? So they stick one of these through it, okay? They put a butterfly nut, they turn it on, it goes right through here, okay? Right through here, both sides, obviously. That's why the opposite sides stick together. And they tighten it on so that sides stick together, okay? And that's how they, I guess, create that. So, like I mentioned yesterday, no, I'm going to go back. We spoke about money, number 72. We spoke about big, 18. So when you got big money and you add the letters together, you have 9-0, which means the 9x of birth, which is the money, the secondary world, the second world of. It's a heaven, 1 and 8. 8 means a connection of the heavens of the two worlds inside this one world. The money part says it's the beta world, it's the beta God. 7 and 2 means beta God. Big means the spirit of heaven, meaning the big money of the spirit God is what connects and rules in this world. And of course, I'm putting together what I wish to say, okay, from which way I do see it. There are many other ways to see it because God gave us left and right, right and wrong. He gave us everything. So I guess there's everything there. Even though it's better one side than the other side, it's irrelevant to the fact they both exist. Raphael 7286. Watch out, my friends. I forgot to mention this, and I can't. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hello? Ron Paul again. Every time I'm finishing a cassette, you come up with Ron Paul. Oh, you made my day. Yes, have a good afternoon. He's doing good, you know. They're going to screw him anyways, but you know what? That's life. We're going to be in a little bit of danger for maybe a year or so. We must keep groceries, water, things that will not deteriorate. Watch out for the sugar. Watch out for the sugar, my friends, okay? Because I just had a Coke the other day and I felt sick right after it from the sugar, but I had orange juice and I was fine. I had grapefruit juice and I was fine. I had natural sugars, I was fine. When I came to the Coke, something about that sugar. And by the way, Coke and Pepsi and McDonald's, or let's say not McDonald's, but there's shares on the market, so it's basically owned by the same shareholders. And definitely Pepsi and Kentucky Fried Chicken are owned by Monsanto's. And we have to watch out for what we eat, and but it's hard to stop breathing, because it's coming in on the chemtrails right here in my city, right now, spreading throughout the skies, and it's disgusting. Now I'll repeat, I am Raphael 7286, and I'm not stopping this tape until I hit 18 minutes and 18 seconds. And I will be silent. Thank you.